We're in today with the Intel HD 630. This is from the i9 10 Gen. We're going to take it for a spin and see a couple of games how it's performing with this iGPU. This iGPU comes with DDR4 from the system memory that is shared with a bus width of 128 bits. It's got 24 shaders running with a 350 megahertz on the core clock on the iGPU with 1064 megahertz on the memory. I think the most important thing will be to just jump in and see how this is performing. Okay, let's start with Black Ops because there's not a lot of games that I can play with this Intel HD that actually runs perfectly. So I'm on low details on 1080p with VSync off, and I will keep everything on low details so I can see if I can benefit from this CPU in this game. Okay, first off, I want to see how the CPU is holding. I got like 8.1 gig of system RAM used, but I want to see if any cores or any threads are being maxed out because I'm running the graphics card from the CPU and I want to see if the CPU and the iGPU is doing an okay job and there is no problem with it. So it's working. Apparently I got 100 FPS on low details and this is the right game that I need for this. On the core load, apparently there is only one or two of them that is reaching 40-50% load on the core. But aside from that, everything is okay. The usage on this is maximum. You understand, this is Intel HD. You understand, 630. So the maximum core load. GPU memory, half a gig is dedicated for it. Apparently it's 0.4, so it's using maximum. This is one thing that I put there because maybe somebody know was GPU GT usage 100%. It's not worth using this as a video card if you're not playing CSGO. So instead of actually putting on 1080p, I think actually let's keep it on 1080p. I want to see how it's a crude benchmark from this on with low details. This is like 50 FPS on average with this Intel HD. It was really nice. The whole point was with 1080p to see which one it's bottlenecking. Now this is an Intel HD, so it's running from the CPU, but I want to see which part of the CPU it's troubling. The threads or the cores. You want to kill the chickens. Let me see if I can see this on the GPU side. Memory dynamic directory memory. Apparently it's 0.6, and I think it's using page file or something. But the core speed is maxed to the game. So I think it will be very ideal to lower the resolution. To not stress it. Just in case you don't like the performance from CSGO, we can jump in PALADINS and see how it's running on low details with 1080p with 100% render scale and DirectX 11. Definitely we're gonna have some fun because the performance is quite awesome. This feels very, very, very flawless when it comes to FPS. I got like over 100 FPS with 28 on minimals and 85 on 1%. Oh, this is exactly the game I need on this iGPU, seriously. There's a couple of cores that are reaching 50%, but aside from that, everything is okay. So the CPU can handle the iGPU and the CPU stress. But let's see how much it's using. The GPU memory dynamic. The VRAM is not needed in this game, so hence why on low details it's okay with this iGPU. Hence why it's got so nice frame time overall. It's only 7 frame time. How is it possible? I don't know. Doing so great with this iGPU. The smacking, it's unreal, seriously. Definitely I need to test Team Fortress 2 with this because it's one of those games that will make this iGPU run really nice. Low details, high details, there's a lot of combination in between. It's got motion blur on and not model. Let's put everything on high, seriously. This is cool, seriously, this is cool how it's working. So no core is reaching 100%, but apparently only 2 cores I need here for this game. It's running perfectly, seriously. Over 100 FPS on average with 24 minimals and 1% on 42. Those are decent numbers if you're playing with an Intel HD 630. Just remember, you need this CPU so you can buy a GPU later. Memory dynamic 0.6. I think it's keep taking from the system RAM. But that's okay, you know. On the other hand, you know, the GPU usage is like 94%. Overall, it's kind of great, you know. It's kind of great, the performance from this Intel HD in Team Fortress. I'm not gonna lie. What the? Let's try performance mode in Fortnite and see how it's running. Everything is on low details with performance mode, and I think we have to adjust 3D render scale. I don't know. Let's see how it's running, seriously. Okay, 20-30 FPS, it's not okay. I have the core maxed out. It's using 1 gig from, I think, from the system RAM or something. Let's see how much we got. Like 14, 15 gig of system RAM, so I'm guessing it's taking from the main to give it to the GPU. 35 FPS on average. No, it's not really good. I think I will end up with that 3D scale lowered, seriously. The core clock is there, 1200, and everything is maxed out apparently, but horrible minimals, 13 actually. I changed my mind. I'm guessing when I reach the ground it will be different, you know. So, all right, let's see if we can get any cores or any threads maxed out. 40 FPS on average with 12 on minimals and 28 on 1%. This is not okay, seriously. I think I have to with lowering the 3D render scale, because that's the only way I can do it. All right, let's check it out and see if we can actually lower the 3D render scale. Do we gain any FPS? We'll put it to 50%, yes? 60 FPS, definitely an improvement. Okay, overall, I really appreciate the performance of this Intel HD. It's something that I will really like a lot of people to appreciate, because it's quite fantastic, seriously, and there's no problem with it. This is one of those games that has simplified graphics, and if I go into the menu, this is the mode. Minimum graphics, and actually in Garage is simplified, that's why I know. I like how the game is performing with low-end graphics, hence why with this Intel HD, apparently we can put it in a lower position. Let's see how it's running with this amount of details. This is gonna be interesting, because I got playable FPS, and this is exactly what I need for my Intel HD. Quite a good performance from this, and I think everything will be okay. Here's the funny part. It's eating 11.1 gig of system RAM. Yes, that's because it's giving to the GPU too, you know. So they're sharing the CPU between the iGPU and the CPU. But on the load on the CPU, it's doing a fantastic job, seriously. I'm not joking. Look at it. It's barely a couple of cores that is reaching 80%. Actually, that's the thread. 80% on the threads, you know. So only a couple of them are actually doing the work, and aside from that, everything is quite fantastic, seriously. I like how it's working.
Identify targets. Hostile tank. They nailed us. Shit, we've got a track. Smoke grenade out. It's fixed. Moving out. Guns repaired. Breach is fixed.
Okay, let's test World of Tanks, because apparently Armored Warfare was doing such a fantastic job. I thought for myself, you know what, World of Tanks can do the same thing. On minimal details with 1080p, it will have the same performance with Intel HD. So yeah, let's jump in and see how it's running with minimal details. All right, kind of cool to see this type of FPS in a game like this with Intel HD. I'm not gonna lie, this is exactly what I was expecting. Just in case I want to build a PC and I'm holding for a different type of system. I want a specific type of system from my computer. Oh, that was cool. If I'm expecting to build a specific system and I don't have the budget, I will definitely use Intel HD, you know. But yeah, it's not for everybody if you have a specific type of games that you want to play, you know. So in my point of view, I can use this because apparently it's quite fantastic for my gameplay. You f***ing plonker. We got Armored Warfare, we got World of Tanks. Now let's see if we can put War Thunder to the same performance. There's no render scale here. I can't adjust it. It's on minimal. Why is it lagging? I don't know. Let's jump in and see how it's working. I'm not gonna lie, I don't like this performance. I don't know. I don't know what's going on, but Armored Warfare and World of Tanks had better performance. Maybe we can get some better minimals. Apparently the memory it's used for this, it's much higher. I have decent experience, like 55 FPS with this, and not that bad, you know. 17 minimals, 36 on 1%. I got 1.1 gig of memory taken from the system, I think, and I want to see how it's performing. Because the core is maxed, the memory is maxed, everything is maxed with this, and hopefully it will be good on the CPU. Let's take a look and see how the CPU is doing. It's doing fantastic. Apparently, I can see other cores are being used, not only the last couple of them, you know. So that's a start, seriously. Reaching nearly 10 gig of system RAM with this iGPU. 51 degrees. Apparently, when I'm here, apparently I can see nothing with the temperature because it's on the CPU. Okay, so in the air, apparently we want to see the cores and the threads, how they are performing. Kind of cool, this CPU, seriously. Overall, it's worth it. You know, if you want to do some basic gaming, apparently you can actually do it. Got a tank here, a medium tank. What a nice performance, seriously. Even in the air is doing great. Let's try out Crossout. This game has performance mode. Performance mode. It's legacy GPU compatibility, and it puts everything on minimal. And I'm on 1080p with 100% render scale. I think this game can run really nice with this Intel HD 630. Okay, so there's a lot of options here, starting with render scale or lowering the resolution. But if I have problems like this, then first thing I will do is just smack down that render scale down. I can put it to 33, but I will start it with 50% and see how it goes there. I mean, I got 1080p, so theoretically it should be much better. So it looks very, you know, not very sharp, you know, but it's working, you know. I got like 80 FPS on playable FPS with this video card, with this CPU. So I will say it's a win. 0.7 gig of VRAM it's used from the main memory, and I'm not gonna lie, this is exactly what I need from this game. I wanna see how the CPU is doing. Oh, fantastic performance, seriously. It's not loading the cores. Oh. How he managed to kill my gun? Oh, disregarding, seriously. Brilliant performance from Crossout, seriously. Look at the cores. Barely used. The threads are not fully loaded. Let's try Black Ops 1 and see how it's working. Let's see the graphics. 1080p, full anti-aliasing off. Everything is on low details. Let's see how it's running. Pre-match. All right. Let's see how the game is performing, seriously. This is going to be interesting to play because it's quite the ideal game to have on a PC like this. 71 FPS, 42 on minimals, and 1% 52. I like it, seriously. Kind of cool to see this type of game working even today with this hardware. I mean, with Intel HD. I know I can wait until I get a video card, but until then, it's very good to know that I have options with this Intel HD. I'm not gonna lie. Oh, geez. Just in case something happens to your video card, you know that you have backup with this Intel HD. This is one good reason to have a dedicated to have an iGPU in your CPU. Second, if you're not on a budget and you want to build the computer and you don't have a higher budget to put a video card, you can just leave the iGPU for a small period of time until you gather that money so you can get a proper GPU. But I think this iGPU is versatile. Regardless, I think there needs to be more games to be tested, because there's a lot of games that can actually work on this. And I really want to find more games with this iGPU, sorry, video card. Nothing, how shall I say, that you can say that will make me hate this, because it's only positive. It only has benefits of having an Ultra HD 630 in your CPU. So, yeah. What do you think?